Test, test, can you hear me? Test. Why is there no sound? Please tell me if there is sound now. I can't tell. It sounded like there was sound before. There should be sound now. I'm good? For how long was I rambling with no sound? Because that would be worrying and worrisome. Well, it makes sense then that no one was doing what I had thought that they would do, but alas, it was not the case. So, how are you doing over here on this fine young day, young princess? Oh, I gotta do that again. Much better, much better. Okay. This goes in here, right? Now, here's what I was doing before, was to use a mirror to redirect it. But I'm thinking this time I might simply try without the mirror. Doing everything in my power to not have a suicidal episode while watching Minecraft videos. It seems like you are doing everything in your power. What Minecraft videos are you watching? May I recommend you some, as a Minecraft connoisseur? And also, may I mention, don't do suicide. Don't do suicide. Recommend some comfy shit. I would highly recommend Corrales. God tier of comfy Minecraft. Corrales is, if you he only just started playing Minecraft again after a long hiatus. I would recommend you go back and watch some of his older videos, specifically the Minecraft Inspiration series. Corrales' Minecraft Inspiration series, one of the best series on YouTube in general, I think. It's incredible, it'll take you places, it's comfy, it's amazing. And it'll teach you how to build, it'll give you building inspiration. So I have to say Minecraft Inspiration series, Corrales. Some of the more recent ones, some of the more further back ones. And then once you're into him through that, then you should watch his own Let's Builds, and you should watch him on Hermitcraft. And then, if you're into once you're into Hermitcraft, then you're into a bunch of other people, because Hermitcraft is a server where a bunch of Minecraft YouTubers play together. And it's really cool. I used to watch it back when I was a kid, but they're now on season 6. I was watching season 4. Yeah. Hermitcraft I can't recommend enough. And if you need someone else to watch from Hermitcraft who's, I'm not sure about comfy, but on Hermitcraft I would recommend Mumbo Jumbo, Grian, and maybe DocM77. Those guys are good. But in terms of comfy, I think it doesn't get comfier than Corrales or Piro Pito. I think that's his name, right? Piro Pito. Piro Pito. First playthrough, yeah. This Japanese guy who's going in completely blind, called Piro Pito. Piro Pito Minecraft. Yeah, just watch the entire series. Watch it like a TV show. Start from episode 1 and watch all the way through. That's what I did when I first found it. It's 100% worth it. Watch it all the way through. It'll give you loads of shit to watch, and every episode is great. The early episodes are pretty short, but later on he starts making longer and longer episodes, mostly towards nowadays, the episodes tend to be like 30 or 20 or 30 minutes long. But yeah, he's great. What else would I recommend for comfy Minecraft? I think that's about it. Most Minecraft videos are pretty comfy, I must say. But people who are especially comfy, I would recommend those too. As for Minecraft YouTubers in general, Simply Suck. Simply Suck has a penchant for comfiness. Simply Suck is good. Yeah, I think that's about the end of my recommendations. So Corrales, go back and watch some of his his Inspirations series, and then maybe watch some of his series on the new Hermitcraft. And then when you watch that, you'll see a bunch of he just joined recently. You'll see a bunch of shit that has already been done, like because he just joined the server. And then so the things that will probably make you go like whoa is the big buildings in the middle of town, which look all crazy. And if you want to find out about the people who made those buildings, you should follow Mumbo Jumbo, Corrales, no, not Corrales, Mumbo Jumbo, Exuma Void, and what's his fucking name? Completely slipped my mind. Something, he's got numbers at the end of it. I remember that much. Hold on, now that's going to piss me off. What's his bloody name? Hold on. I have to go on hermitcraft.com to find the members. Not Cub Fan. Not Doc M77. Am I blind? Iskal85. That's the guy I'm talking about. Iskal85, Mumbo Jumbo, and Grian, and maybe Exuma Void. Exuma Void's more comfy. Mumbo does okay. So Exuma mostly just keeps to himself, and Mumbo mostly does redstone stuff, but he's pretty cool. Grian mostly does building stuff. Pretty much builds a lot of really cool shit. But also, I don't know how to describe their relationship. And then, yeah, you'll figure it out. And so that's the comfy Minecraft and Pito Pito first playthrough of Minecraft. In fact, Pito Pito and Corrales, those are the two comfiest in my opinion. Yeah, I can send you this on Discord real quick. This is Jalen. Oh no. Jalen started a server to compete with mine. Fuck you. Where's Princess Plunder Phonics? Plunder. There you go. I sent you the Minecraft video. There we go. We done it. We did the thing. Now it's time for... What are we doing again? Counter-Strike? Oh, I wanted to listen to some more Tekka. This is on live chat, right? Not top chat. Hermitcraft is some 1,000 episode show and shit. I've never thought about it before like that. The thing is, it's kind of like that, but like it's more like it's a bit more like Fate, I would guess. I never really tried to get into Fate, but as I understand it, there's like an essential fate storyline, but then there's a bunch of spin-offs and shit in other places. But if you want to understand everything, you have to read everything that seems kind of unrelated. It's not even that. It's because every like Hermitcraft as a server has its own lore, but Hermitcraft as a server has its own lore, but like each member on Hermitcraft has their own channels, but then they'll interact with each other on those channels. It's crazy. Really, ideally, you would just have infinite time and you'd follow every single hermit. But there is some other hermits I don't like their videos very much because most of them don't just make Hermitcraft videos, right? Most of them make other videos. So yeah, and you want to follow the ones that have a good style, which is what I recommended. But there's others out there that are, doing their own shit, like False Symmetry. She's doing crazy shit out on Hermitcraft. B O's back, which is crazy. Um, oh yeah, and then the whole fucking Area 77 thing, which I don't even understand because I don't follow either of their channels. So I'm just watching it from the outside through Grian's channel and through Cubfat's channel. No Cubfan. The guy that has the hippie thing. What's his name? Is that Cubfan? Rendog's the guy I'm thinking of. Yeah, I just following it through Rendog and Grian, the Area 77 shit. But you don't get the full story that way, which is fine. But it's actually sometimes more interesting. And yes, some people actually take it like some people would literally just stick to playing it like Minecraft, which is personally that's my kind of what I like the most. But then sometimes there's these storylines that come up, kind of Shadow of Israfel-esque, although not really, not as good as Shadow of Israfel. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, where the fuck am I getting shot from? I'm baffled. Okay, I'm just gonna. Oh, there's a guy there. Yeah, but Shadow of Israfel much better than in terms of narrative stuff. If that's what we're talking about. I've been on this nostalgia motivated depression, so I need to inhale Minecraft. If you want nostalgic Minecraft, you should go back and watch all of Shadow of Israfel. Shadow of Israfel is the cool version of the Horseshoe Saga. It's like when someone makes something that just seems like a normal YouTube series, like for example, a normal review show about My Little Pony, right? But then it turns out like, oh, it actually has all these deep themes and it goes a lot deeper, and then it's crazy. Shadow of Israfel's like that, where the normal thing they're parodying, instead of MLP analysis, it's a Minecraft Let's Play. So they take this pretty standard form of YouTube and then make it into like a crazy narrative. It's very cool. Hello, team. Where are we going? We're on B? It looks like we're going B to B. On sandbags. This is fucked. Something's fucked going on here. MLP dead, by the way. Yeah, I know no one does it anymore. But I was just comparing the way Endless Jess took a common thing at the time and transformed it into something more. That's the same thing that the Yogscast did with Minecraft Let's Plays compared to MLP analysis. There's literally nothing to analyze about NLP. It's all, there is no subtext. It's all text. It doesn't make any sense. And there's also no way I need to replace this after that quickly, but fuck it. The show is actually over. Yeah, I know. That's why it's the last BronyCon. I keep up to date on these things despite my looks. Where the fuck are my replacement coils? Here they are. This is the most cyberpunk thing in the world, by the way, because the replacement coils come in little things like pill packets. It's very cool. So you like, basically you pop them out like it's a pill. It's very cool. And it's like a little cyber pill. I don't know why that's cool to me, but it is. And I don't answer to nobody. Took them long enough to cancel the show. Yo, do you remember when kid shows were made for kids instead of for like whiny adults? The appeal of something like SpongeBob, right, which is a genuinely great show in the early seasons, of course, but something like SpongeBob is a genuinely, like, no irony, just a pure great show, great comedy show, right? But it is still very obviously a children's show. It does great by being a kid show really well. Whereas these new wave of shows, right? Yeah, your Steven Universes, yeah. You know, it all really started with Adventure Time. Your Steven Universes, that sort of shit. None of that is really made for, like, it doesn't function as a kids show, so it can't be a good kids show. It's trying to be a good adult show, but then they have to dumb it down to make it a kids show. So instead of just making a good kids show, you've made a shitty show that no one likes, except for like a really small but incredibly vocal demographic of people on the internet, right? And so the kids have nothing to watch. It's ridiculous. Honestly, it's absurd. The entire system is fucked. Am I making sense? Like at no point was SpongeBob trying to be a show for adults. It was just trying to be a very funny show that was comedy. And there's moments that are explicitly for the parents, right? But that's different from making the whole, if you make the whole show for the parents, then the kids aren't going to enjoy it. Explain that to me. Please explain that to me. How did that happen? Explain it. There we go. That's my rant about cartoons over. Yeah, you're supposed to wait like 10 minutes. Alright, let me wait like 10 minutes. It literally shows people for people with autism like me, you're literally not autistic enough. Literally no. Wow, that is the worst take I've ever heard in my life. What the fuck are you talking about? Those shows are not made for people with autism. No. You want to see what a show made for people with autism looks like? I'll show you what a show made for people with autism. I'll tell you what a show made for people. Let me tell you. Any harem anime. Watch any harem anime. Watch Oreimo, in fact. Watch Oreimo. That is a show for people with autism. That is a show designed from the ground up to be for people with autism. I'm just putting it out there. That's the truth. Oreimo, ultimate autist show. Maybe not. Maybe not the ultimate. But you know what I'm saying, right? It shows for people who think, okay, it's essentially using here's my actual advanced analysis, which I can't really do because I'm on drugs, but try anyway. Okay. I see you there. Can I shoot you down? It's not part of your hitbox, right? So I'm dead now. I can talk about autism. Okay, so shows like Steven Universe, Gravity Falls. I don't really want to class Adventure Time in this because Adventure Time definitely it was at the start just a kids show, right? It was a kids show that tried to do more emotionally than most kids shows, and people took that. So it was a kids show that tried to do more emotionally than most kids shows do, and because of that, it sort of it influenced other shows that they should also do things more emotionally. But those people who made those other shows after Adventure Time didn't get that the base of it is that Adventure Time is a really great kids show. Like it works really well for kids, and that's why. And so instead, what they're doing is they're making pretty normal like dramas, but just dumbed down for kids, as opposed to making children's content to the best it can be. They're making like normal kind of boring drama content and then squeezing it into this box of like Adventure Time trying to be, and it just that doesn't work ever. Sometimes it works. There's some good elements of I watched I think I watched the first season of Gravity Falls. I think I watched like 2 seasons of Steven's Universe, or maybe 1 season of Steven's Universe, and neither of them were horrible. They're not like they're not. It's not like Steven Universe is shit because it's shit. No, it's just targeted at the wrong audience. It's just give these guys free reign to make their cartoon for adults because that's clearly what they want to do, right? They don't want to make kid shows because when you try and make a kid show, what you're trying to do is make a show that adults will enjoy, but you're being forced to dumb it down because you want to have it go to kids, then it's stupid. It's all stupid. You understand this, right? It's stupid to try and force someone to dumb their product down because they want kids to see it, instead of focusing on making content that is explicitly for children. I think I'm having genius thoughts right now. I don't know if I'm making any sense to any of you guys, but to me, I'm having real genius thoughts. I can't believe I was accused of being not autistic enough by Princess Plunderphonics. I feel ashamed. I'm coming, I'm coming. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? I need to leave. Give me back with your comeback. I need to hear your comeback. Är vi reiter? Sorry for AFK. Sorry for AFK. Wow, I suck. I didn't switch properly. Okay. I could argue with you, but I'll do it another time when I'm not in an overly emotional state. Fair enough. I guess what those shows offer me is both an innocent sense of wonder along with drama and themes. Themes. It's all about themes. It's all about themes. It's all about the themes. It's all about the themes. As I've said before, it's not like I don't even like really dislike Steven Universe or Gravity Falls or I don't think I've ever watched any other ones. I quite like Adventure Time. Adventure Time was my favorite TV show when I was like 14, 15, 16. I have a massive Adventure Time poster somewhere. Actually, a big Adventure. In fact, it could be argued that Marceline was my first waifu. It could be argued that someone could argue that Marceline was my first waifu. Wow, this is terrifying. I can't. This. Oh, fuck! I'm about to get killed. This shit is just terrifying. Well, he flashed me instead of flashing his teammate. Classic. I forget that you guys can't see the screen. Yeah, I do quite like. I like Adventure Time for sure, and I like Steven Universe a bit. Like I would, if you were to ask me the experience I had watching Steven Universe quite a few years ago, I would have said, yeah, it was pretty good, but I just had no desire to continue watching. I'd probably give it a 6, I guess. If I had to rate it, I'd give it a 6, maybe a low 6. Actually, maybe a high 6, maybe a high 6. Yeah, it was pretty all right. Gravity Falls, it was really weird. Gravity Falls is a really weird show. Like the pacing is all over the place, and the plot is like it tries to be really complicated, but then because it's a kids show, it can't. So it like sort of does complicated, but not properly. I don't know. Maybe that was just me misinterpreting the show. But that's how I thought it went. Adventure Time was just a genuinely good show. I don't really know what to say about. I'd probably rate it like a solid 8. Oh, what the fuck? That was a terrorist. Yeah, I'd probably rate it a 7, 8, a solid 8. But like old school SpongeBob, that's like a 9 for me. That's you're just not gonna beat it. Static, very nice. Hello, Patanina. Remember, kids, stay hydrated. Time is it? Whoa. Time really do fly. Time really do fly. Maybe it's just time to... Okay, here's my thing. I can either redose, I can dose some DPH, or I can just not. I can just not do anything. They smoke themselves in there. Balcony, balcony. I can't even agree with you on Gravity Falls. What are you on? I am on Zolpidem, I believe, aka Ambien, sleeping pill. But you don't go to sleep. You go here. You get here. Worth a try if you ever get access to it. Most people probably. It's a deliriant. It's somewhere between a deliriant. It's kind of a mixture of a deliriant and a benzo, which is a very strange combination. Many people may not enjoy it, but personally, I enjoy it quite a bit. Um, I actually kind of agree with you on Gravity Falls. What did I say? Something about oh yeah, it's like trying to do an overly complex story, but it's not because it has to dumb it down because it's for kids. I feel like the thing is, like, it's not difficult. The place, the market that the animation is missing, that these talented people are missing out on, is just the fact that 100%, I can guarantee you that if someone tried to put a drama and a Western animated drama, not like not like The Simpsons, right? Not like uh, Steven Universe, a Western animated drama for adults onto Netflix or Hulu, they would pick it up instantly because they already have so much anime. They know there's a market for it. It would be so easy to show you that there is a market for this shit, right? Because that's what most anime is, right? Most anime is like dramas and shit aimed at literally what they need to do is just rip off Japan. Just destroy the borders between Western animation and anime. Just destroy the borders. There don't need to be any borders. You know what I mean? No borders and no masters. Oh wow, I just got yoked. Someone just needs to prove to them that they can do it, that it is possible to have a drama animated TV show for adults, but not like crazy for adults, not like crazy anime shonen fight scenes type shit. I'm talking about a personal drama, like I don't know, let me think. Something like not too violent. Like BoJack Horseman is kind of that. You're very right. BoJack Horseman is actually exactly that. Um, BoJack Horseman is I'd say it's proto what I want. The only problem is that because it's Western animation, it all looks like us, and it will all look like us until they find a style they stick with. Like my main complaint about BoJack Horseman, well, that's not my main complaint actually, but one of my main complaints about BoJack Horseman is that the show looks like trash, and it looks like trash because, unlike anime, the West has not figured out what actually looks appealing in animation. Now, this guy just straight up shot me in the head. Oh, and I got shot from above. BoJack Horseman is... I forgot about BoJack Horseman, to be honest. Yeah, but BoJack Horseman's also... I don't really like it that much. I mean, I watched the first season, and the second season, I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And when I took a little break before I went and watched the last season, I was like, doing other stuff. And then when I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch wait, it was either the third or fourth season. I don't remember. I don't remember. There's one season that ends with him in the desert driving his car, and he sits back and goes like this. And then that's where I stopped watching. And then whatever came after that is where I started watching again. And it just felt really, really corny to me. I couldn't put my finger on it. I was like, feels like it just feels really corny. It feels like a typical American drama instead of it's like they overdid all the jokes, but they didn't come up with any new ones. They just kept going back to the old ones. Do you know what the closest is to what I want? The closest to what I want is what's that fucking show called? Uh, Venture Brothers. Venture Brothers is the closest thing to what I want, and it's also probably my favorite Western animated TV show, aside from SpongeBob and early Simpsons. Early Simpsons, SpongeBob, Venture Brothers. Those are probably my favorites. Venture Brothers, if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's amazing. Best show on, I think it's on Adult Swim, right? It's the best show. It's amazing. It's not just like it's still generally funny because most things are generally funny. Oh fuck! Sorry, I've gone silent because I'm trying to concentrate on playing this game. Ah. This is the worst possible place to plant. Somehow I managed it. I'm so fucked now. Mate, you've definitely got to watch Venture Gods. It the show kind of completely changes after the first season. The first season it's got a bit of the JoJo's thing where people are like, yeah, the first season's kind of shit, but I don't agree with that. I think the first season is great, and like the whole early part of the show is great, season 1 and 2. But like I think that's really good. But that at that point it's more of a comedy show. But as it goes on past like the later bits of season 2 and then into season 3, that's when it really becomes like a much more mature show, less for focus on comedy. But but a lot of people say that like the first parts of the show aren't even worth watching. But I disagree heavily. I think they're very funny. Um, yeah, I highly recommend Venture Bros. Anyway, if you're gonna watch one thing, it should be Venture Bros. I think everyone should watch it. I just got a knife kill. That was pretty based. Still sitting there. The stream has gone to shit. What should I talk about? What are you on? Oh, I already answered that question. I was gonna do DXM today, but I decided against it. Oh yeah, that's why I didn't want to redose. I kind of do want to redose now, but the problem is that if I redose, I'm gonna feel like shit tomorrow, and I don't want to be really feeling like shit tomorrow if I'm doing DXM. Ideally, I want to have a non feeling like shit day, non hangover, all that sort of shit. But I guess I could still put it off because I'm just that much of a gangster. Well, that was interesting. Whatever just happened there. I hope someone tries to kick me. That would just make it funny. Speaking of Adult Swim, any thoughts on Super Jail? I have no idea what Super Jail is. Does drawing ever make you immensely angry? Uh, I don't draw that often. And when I do draw, it's mostly, you've seen my style of drawing. I don't pay any attention to it. I just sort of doodle. I've never tried to draw seriously, so I don't really know if I can relate to that experience. But making art in general, sometimes, yes, very, very angry. One bomb, maybe bomb. Oh fuck, that was a terrible place to hide shit. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, like that, if you feel like that, the only way to do it, that's basically good, because it means that you want to get better. And it's a good thing to want to get better, as as we all know. It doesn't make me feel that way, because part of why my drawings are good is because I can't draw properly. Like I knew I couldn't draw properly, but I'm specifically drawing in the style of DeviantArt poorly drawn anime girls, which is like, so it literally doesn't matter if it's shit. In fact, the more shit it is, the better. And if I finish a drawing, I'm not happy with it, I just delete it because I'm like, okay, well that's not going anywhere because I have no investment in it. I think that's actually very important, and you're gonna want to, with all art, is to I don't know how to explain this. To be ruthless. You want to you want to have no qualms about throwing something away that doesn't work. Essentially, I just saw you, man. Oh, there's a guy there. Yeah, I spent literal days, multiple like full work days, 9 to 5 work days. It was more like 4 to 9, but yeah, full days working on this song for the previous album, whatever it was called. No, Thank You Doesn't Laugh, right? And it was going to be called Laugh, right? It was going to be, and I was working, or actually, it was going to be called Information. Yeah, yeah, it's called Information. And I was working for so long on this track. I started from scratch multiple times. I was working for so long, and in the end, the idea I wanted to do, I knew it was there somewhere, but I was just like, I'm not going to be able to make this work. It just doesn't work within the song. So all the stuff I'd spent days and days working on, I just cut out of the track and just never put it in the album. It's basically a whole song. You can find it on Patreon, the bit I cut out. It might surprise you to know that that took me days and days to work on, but it went through a lot of very big changes. It had guitar in it at one point. It's called Information Part 2 on Patreon. Yeah, that took me literally 2 days of solid work. And at the end of the second day, I was just like, this isn't going to work. So I chopped it up and just chopped out all the bits that weren't going to work and just turned it into an ambient track. And now it's an ambient track on that album. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. Really nonchalant about throwing shit away. I'm always reminded of this quote from, I believe it's from Antoine de Saint Exupéry, which is perfection is achieved not when there's nothing left to add, but when there's nothing left to take away. That is like my favorite quote, and I hold it to heart all the time. That is how you achieve perfection, not when there's nothing left to add, but when there's nothing left to take away. And then APR program school is visiting me. It's like all art is a chore now. And this is why I was so hesitant to go to art school to learn about music. The good news is that since it's uni, it's like a lot more free, uh, and so because I followed the Shirobako method where I I didn't focus on good, I focused on getting quick. So I'm really fast at making music, even if it's not that great. That way I can bang out my assignment work on my own shit. What the fuck is happening? What is my ping? I have 700 ping. Alright, now we're down to 400. How nice. Oh, they're going to kick me. Here it goes. My ping, my ping, my ping. Ping, my ping. Normally it's not this bad. I don't know why it's this bad right now. They're really trying to kick me, which, to be honest, I don't care if they do. It'd be kind of funny. Be good content. But oh well. Yeah, the worst possible thing that can happen, and you want to consider doing everything that is in your power to not have that happen. I don't know how to explain it. It is in your power to not have that happen. I don't know how to explain it. But art does not feel like a chore. I know. I think the only way to do that is to separate your. How do I explain this? To separate the art that you do in school. Think of that as something like. Don't even think of that as art. Just think of it as like work or something, and think of the art that you do personally as something just completely separate. That's oh yeah, this is art. And think of the art that you do personally as something just completely separate. That's oh yeah, this is art. That oh no, that's just work. Like do I consider when I'm reading a book for school, when they made us read of Mice and Men for school, right? And I read the book before I read the book the day they gave it out to us, right? That time I was reading a book. Then when we went through the whole term analyzing every page of it, that's not reading a book. That's just work. That's something completely different. I can separate myself from it, and still I can enjoy reading books because of it. I think that's the key. You've got to separate what you do, whatever you do at school. Don't even count that as art. Don't do something that you're personally invested in at school. It'll ruin you. Just whatever you do for school, make it exclusively for school. Use a different part of your brain for it, and just hit the check marks that you need to check. You know. Now I have 30 FPS or lower. I have massive ping. This is just awful for everyone involved. I need a big idea. Yeah, that's my only advice, I guess, is to separate yourself. Separate your art from yourself. Separate yourself from your smell for loaf. You know what I'm saying? I got most of what you said and it was really helpful, thanks. I'm trying out here. I'm trying. As the genius that I am, I'm trying to help you, the common masses. I find that shit so funny. Uh, the idea of power, like the concept of power, is hilarious to me. Even though it's like, you know, regardless of its effects or the actual reality of power, the concept of power and playing with that concept is like the basis of my entire humor. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. Fuck. See, this is ideally where you smoke a little joint, but I don't have nothing to smoke. Do you want to go on Discord, Plunder? Oh, I can understand if you're not feeling so good, then you don't want to, which makes sense. Also, since I'm in whatever state I'm in. Playing CS on stream is ridiculous because it just fucks with, like, makes my connection really bad, makes my frame rates really bad. Not good, not good. Yeah, sure, I'll be there. I'm not going to do anything else. Okay, I think I'm going to end the stream, in fact. Maybe I won't end the stream. I think I'm going to end the stream. Alright, well, peace out, my friends. You've been a lovely audience. I just hope one day... The fuck is this? The fuck? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of there. Terminate. Terminate. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end the stream now, so... Bye-bye.